ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Good morning to all. Today, let us discuss about the formation of a molecule as well as formation of the bond between the two atoms according to the modern concepts, according to the modified concepts, according to modern concepts as well as modified concepts. And this is one of the most advanced theory which explains the formation of the bonds as well as formation of the molecules and their nature, means whether they are paramagnetic or diamagnetic, and about the bond order and other details also. What is the theory? Molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory. And here this is in short form known as MOT. MOT. Okay. This molecular orbital theory or MOT was first introduced by Mullikan and Hunds. Mullikan and Hunds. It was given first by Mullikan and Hunds. Okay. Why Mullikan and Hunds were introduced to this theory? To explain the formation of molecule as well as covalent bond? No. In order to explain the paramagnetic nature of oxygen molecule, this molecular orbital theory was introduced by Hunds and Mullikan. How? What is the problem with oxygen molecule? Come here. This is oxygen atom. And here its atomic number is equal to 8. In oxygen molecule, such atoms are there in number 2. 2 into 8 is equal to 16. And here each bond pair contains 2 electrons. Now totally the 16 electrons are appeared as 8 electron pairs. Means here the number of unpaired electrons in oxygen molecule is equal to 0. Means what? Here the nature of oxygen molecule is diamagnetic. But this is not correct. Experimentally, oxygen molecule is paramagnetic. Experimentally, oxygen molecule is paramagnetic. What is the reason for this? Number of attempts were made to explain the paramagnetic nature of oxygen. Okay. Here, oxygen is equal to atom, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. And here, this is the arrangement of electrons in the valence shell. And this is another one, 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. This is about the 2 oxygen atoms. And here, in each oxygen atom, there are 2 lone pairs. Okay, there are 2 lone pairs. Suppose this is PZ and this is also PZ. The PZ orbital of one oxygen atom axially overlap with the PZ orbital of another oxygen atom, resulting in the formation of sigma bond. After that, the Py or Px, whatever it may be, the Py or Px orbital laterally overlap with another Py orbital, resulting in the formation of pi bond. Totally here the number of electron pairs in this sigma bond 1, in this pi bond 2. And here according to Vesper theory, either double bond or single bond or triple bond is considered as one bond pair. And the remaining all are lone pairs. How many lone pairs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Totally 4 lone pairs are there in oxygen molecule. And here according to the Lewis dot structure, there are two bond pairs. According to Vesper theory, that is considered as only one bond pair. That is different. Okay. Totally 4 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs are present in the oxygen molecule. And here there are 2 electrons in each 1s orbital of each oxygen atom. Totally 16 electrons. Total number of electron pairs is equal to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 into 2, 12. 12 plus 2, 14. 14 plus 2, 16. 16 by 2 is equal to 8. There is no remainder. Means number of unpaired electrons 0. Means oxygen molecule should be diamagnetic. But experimentally it reveals that oxygen molecule is paramagnetic in nature. It could not explained by the number of scientists at that time. But here after a long time, Mullikan and Hundsworth explained the paramagnetic nature of oxygen by using molecular orbital theory. So molecular orbital theory was introduced to explain the paramagnetic nature of oxygen molecule. And here it was first introduced by Mullikan and Hunds. But what about the important features of molecular orbital theory? That we have to discuss. Look at the details of molecular orbital theory. According to molecular orbital theory, in an atom, the electrons are arranged in the orbitals known as atomic orbitals. In the same way, in the molecules, the electrons are distributed or the electrons are arranged in the molecular orbitals. Take for example, I have taken oxygen molecule. In oxygen molecule, here oxygen atomic number 8 and electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Here all the 8 electrons are distributed in the atomic orbitals s and p. Each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. They are all represented as atomic orbitals. In the same way, in oxygen molecule, the 16 electrons are distributed in the molecular orbitals. And here atomic orbitals are monocentric. Means what? Here atomic orbitals or the electrons present in the atomic orbitals are under the influence of only one nucleus or nucleus of that atom only. But the molecular orbitals are under the influence of number of nuclei in the molecule. Means here molecular orbitals are polycentric. Atomic orbitals are monocentric under the influence of only the nucleus of that particular atom. But the molecular orbitals are polycentric. Means the electrons present in the molecules are under the influence of number of nuclei. Means that is polycentric. In an atom, the electrons are distributed in the atomic orbitals. But in the molecule, the electrons are distributed in the molecular orbitals. And next one. During the formation of the molecular orbitals, Each and every atomic orbitals of the bonded atoms are involved, or each and every atomic orbitals of the bonded atoms are combined, resulting in the formation of molecular orbitals. I am repeating once again. During the formation of the molecule, the atomic orbitals of, or each and every atomic orbitals of the bonded atoms are combined and resulting in the formation of molecular orbitals. And here the atomic orbitals of nearly same energy are combined and resulting in the formation of molecular orbitals. Here the combination or the submerging of the atomic orbitals of nearly same energy is take place through the linear combination of atomic orbitals. This is one method of combination of atomic orbitals. And same time, during the formation of the molecule, each and every atomic orbitals of the bonded atoms are combined, and same time during the combination of atomic orbitals they must have nearly same energy, then only they are combined with each other, otherwise they will not. Take for example, 1s orbital mixed with 1s only, or combined with 1s only. 1s orbital never combined with 2s. And in most of the cases, or as convention, here z axis is taken as molecular axis. Z axis is taken as molecular axis. So, pz orbital combined with pz only. Pz orbital never combined with either py or px. They do not combine with either px or py. And a py orbital overlap with py only. And a px orbital combined with px only. A px orbital never combined with py. A py orbital never combined with px. Because the orientation is also important. That is also one of the criteria, not only energy. The orientation of the orbitals is also important. This is about the logic of the point. Logic of the point. And next one. During the formation of the molecular orbitals, the atomic orbitals with nearly same energy are combined according to the linear combination of atomic orbitals. And same time, the electrons are distributed in the molecular orbitals according to Hund's rule and Pauli's principle and also Aufbau principle. Here molecular orbitals obey Hund's rule, Pauli's principle and also Aufbau principles. And each molecular orbital can hold 2 electrons. Each molecular orbital can hold 2 electrons. And during the combination of atomic orbitals, the energies of the atomic orbitals are reshuffled, and in some orbitals the energy may decrease, and in case of some orbitals the energy may be increased. As a result of the energy changes during the combination of atomic orbitals, here there are 2 types of molecular orbitals are produced. There are 2 types of molecular orbitals are produced. What are they? Here molecular orbitals. One is bonding molecular orbitals and another one is anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Here the bonding molecular orbitals are having lower energy and high stability. And the anti-bonding orbitals are having higher energy, low stability. But the average of bonding molecular orbitals and anti-bonding orbitals is equal to the energy of atomic orbitals. So, the order of energies of orbitals is in the order is first one anti-bonding molecular orbitals and atomic orbitals and bonding molecular orbitals. This is about the decreasing order of energy. This is energy. Stability. Anti-bonding molecular orbitals are less stable than atomic orbitals, less stable than BMO. Here, this is the increasing order of stability. How can you represent this concept diagrammatically? Take for example, suppose this is 1s orbital with 2 electrons, and this is 1s orbital of hydrogen atom B, this is hydrogen atom 1. When the two 1s orbitals are combined, resulting the formation of 2 molecular orbitals. Here 1 electron from this, 1 electron from this, 1 electron from this, 1 electron from this. Here this is atomic orbital. Here this is energy profile. This is anti-bonding molecular orbital. This is bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbital. So, the energy decreasing order is anti-bonding greater than atomic orbital greater than BMO. Stability. Bonding molecular orbitals are more stable than atomic orbital, that is more stable than anti-bonding molecular orbitals. And generally the molecular orbitals are represented by the symbol sigma, pi and delta. But in this case, bonding molecular orbitals are represented by the symbol sigma, pi and delta. And the anti-bonding molecular orbitals are represented with sigma star, pi star and delta star. Okay. But what about the atomic orbitals? Atomic orbitals are represented as S, P, D and F. That is the difference. Atomic orbitals are represented with the letters S, P, D and F, but the molecular orbitals are represented as sigma, pi and also delta. Once again, molecular orbitals are divided into 2 types. What are they? Bonding molecular orbitals, anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Bonding molecular orbitals are represented with the symbols sigma, pi and delta. Anti-bonding molecular orbitals are represented with the symbols sigma star, pi star and delta star. Now this is 1s combination, sigma 1s2 and this is sigma star 1s2. This is bonding, this is anti-bonding. Bonding and anti-bonding. Okay. And here once again I am repeating the points related to points which are already given. In an atom, the electrons are distributed in the atomic orbitals. In the same way, in the molecules, the electrons are distributed in the molecular orbitals. Atomic orbitals are represented by the letters S, P, D and F. But the molecular orbitals are represented with the symbol sigma, pi and delta. Atomic orbitals with nearly same energy are combined with each other, resulting the formation of molecular orbitals. This combination of atomic orbitals of the bonded atoms is generally referred as linear combination of atomic orbitals. And most of the cases are as convention, z-axis is taken as molecular axis. 1s orbital combined with only 1s orbital of another atom, and 1s orbital never combined with 2s orbital of another atom, and pz combined with pz only. Pz never combined with mixed with Py or Pz, Py or Px. And in the same way, Py combined with Py only, Px combined with Py only. Px do not combine with Py, but Py do not combine with Px. And same time there is an important note. During the formation of the molecule, the atomic orbitals of, which are atomic orbitals? Each and every atomic orbitals of the bonded atoms are combined with each other, resulting in the formation of molecular orbitals. Here the molecular orbitals can accommodate 2 electrons each, and they obey Hund's rule, Pauli's principle and Aubert principle. And during the combination of atomic orbitals, here there are some changes in the energy or reshuffling of energies are take place. In case of some molecular orbitals, the energy may be decreased. In case of some molecular orbitals, the energy may be increased. But the average of bonding and antibonding molecular orbitals is equal to the energy of atomic orbitals. And here, bonding molecular orbitals are represented by the symbols sigma, pi and delta, and they have low energy, means less than this average energy, and they possess high stability. But the anti-bonding molecular orbitals are having higher energy and the low stability, and they are represented as sigma star, pi star and delta star. This is the decreasing order of the energies of the different orbitals. This is about the order of the stability. Order of stability increases, energy decreases. They are both are quite opposite with each other. Okay. And next one, what is the reason for the energy changes during the formation of molecular orbitals? How the bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals are formed? Bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals are formed. Here, in the formation of the molecules, while the atomic orbitals are ready to combine, the reshuffling of energy is take place, means that may be decreased for some orbitals, that may increase to some type of orbitals. Okay, whatever it may be, the reshuffling of energy is take place during the formation of molecular orbitals. That could be leads to formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals, right? But what happened during the shuffling or reshuffling of energy during the formation of molecular orbitals? Very simple. Two concepts are involved. One is constructive interference, another one is destructive interference. Here, what is constructive interference? Constructive interference. Constructive interference. Now you have to recall the concept of de Broglie wave theory. That is, if the two ends of electron wave are meet with each other, then n lambda is equal to 2 pi r. Then the electron wave is said to be in phase. Then this condition is satisfied. N lambda is equal to 2 pi r. Second one, destructive interference. Now you can easily give the answer. When two ends of electron wave are not meet with each other, then n lambda is not equal to 2 pi r. And the state is said to be out of phase. Wave is said to be out of phase. Okay. This is de Broglie theory. If the two ends of electron wave are meet with each other, then automatically L lambda is equal to 2 pi r, means the circumference of the electron wave is integral multiple of its wavelength. then the electron wave is said to be in phase. This is known as constructive interference. And if the condition is not satisfied, that is known as destructive interference, then N lambda is not equal to 2 pi r, then the wave is said to be out of phase. Means what? Right. Look at here. Suppose this is electron wave. Above the axis, psi has positive value. Below the axis, psi has a negative value. Along with the axis, psi is equal to 0. Here, psi is nothing but amplitude of the electron wave. This is nothing but amplitude of electron wave. Okay. Suppose this is an atomic orbital, and next one, this is the atomic orbital of another one. Suppose this is psi A, this is psi B. During the combination of atomic orbitals, here there are two chances. There are two chances of interference. One is constructive, another one is destructive interference. Destructive interference means psi A minus psi B, means subtraction of the electron wave. Subtraction of electron wave, psi A minus psi B, then there is no wave, 0. Probability of finding an electron, 0. Psi, both are interact with the destructive interference, not meet with each other, they are not overlap with each other. One end of electron wave is not meet with another end of the electron wave, and the electron wave is out of phase, that is known as destructive interference. Subtraction is take place, and the sign of one electron wave is cancelled by another electron wave. Then totally the probability of finding an electron is 0. This is known as anti-bonding molecular orbital. This is represented with the symbol sigma star, pi star and delta star. Okay. Next, what about the constructive interference? Psi A plus psi B. Here, the two ends of electron wave are meet with each other, resulting the formation of the electron wave with double amplitude. Here, during the constructive interference, the electron waves are interact with each other with the addition of amplitude. Then the amplitude will be doubled. Psi is doubled. Then that is known as bonding molecular orbital. And here they are represented with the symbol sigma, pi and delta. Here these are atomic orbitals. Okay. For the anti-bonding molecular orbitals, energy increases. For the bonding molecular orbitals, energy decreases. And they are represented with the symbols sigma, pi and delta. And anti-bonding molecular orbitals are represented with the symbols sigma star, pi star and delta star. This is about the constructive interference and also destructive interference. Right. And same time, this combination of atomic orbitals may take place along with the internuclear axis, along with the internuclear axis and also lateral overlap. Lateral overlap. Okay. Here the same concept is diagrammatically applied in different concepts. What about the formation of sigma 1s and sigma star 1s? Combination of s orbitals along with the axis. This is 1s orbital plus minus 1s. Here the first one, destructive interference, psi A minus psi B. Second one, constructive interference, psi A plus psi b. How can you explain this? Plus minus, plus minus. During the orientation diagrammatically, this is the energy profile diagram. Sigma 1s2. Totally 4 electrons should be accommodated. Sigma star 1s2. These are atomic orbitals. This is bonding molecular orbital. This is anti-bonding molecular orbital. That is about the axial overlapping of p orbitals. Right. What about the axial overlapping of p orbitals? That is about the axial overlapping of s orbitals. Now, pz axial overlapping, molecular axis. Plus then psi A minus psi B, destructive interference, and here this is sigma star pz. Psi A plus psi B, constructive interference, that can be represented as sigma 2pz. This is molecular bonding molecular orbital. This is anti-bonding molecular orbital. Sigma 2pz, sigma star 2pz, sigma 2pz. Constructive interference, destructive interference. This is axial overlapping. Okay. What about the lateral overlapping? Lateral overlapping. What about the lateral overlapping of p orbitals? That may be px or py, lateral or sidewise overlapping. Destructive interference which causes to the number of nodal planes 1, 2. Number of nodal planes 1, 2. Constructive interference. This is the constructive interference. Plus, minus. It is represented as pi 2px. And that is also represented as pi 2py. Whatever it may be, no problem. But this is represented as pi star 2px over pi star 2py. Here the number of nodal plane is equal to 1. Here number of nodal planes is equal to 2. 1, 2. Here 1. This is about the lateral overlap of the px and py orbitals. This is the axial overlap of the pz orbital. This is the axial overlapping of either 1s or 2s, whatever it may be. And now we can make some statements. Number of nodal planes for sigma 1s orbital is equal to 0. nodal planes for sigma star on S is equal to 1. Number of nodal planes for sigma pz is equal to 0. Number of nodal planes for pi 2px or pi 2py is equal to nodal planes for 0. Number of nodal planes for pi star 2px, pi star 2py is equal to 2. This is equal to 1. This is equal to 1. Lateral overlapping 1 and lateral overlapping in case of pi star 2. And here this is pi star 2px 2py. This is pi 2px 2py. This is bonding molecular orbital. This is anti-bonding molecular orbital. Sigma star 2pz, number of nodal planes 1. Here number of nodal planes 0. That is about the details. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of nodal planes for sigma on S is equal to 0. Number of nodal planes for sigma star on S 1. Number of nodal planes for sigma pz or 2pz 0. Number of nodal planes for sigma star 2pz 1. Lateral overlapping. Number of nodal planes for pi 2px or 2py is equal to 1. Number of nodal planes for pi star 2px or 2py is equal to 2. Objective point of view, very, very, very important. This is about the combination of atomic orbitals by the constructive interference or destructive interference, and the identification of the molecular orbitals as bonding molecular orbitals and anti-bonding molecular orbitals, and overlapping or combination of atomic orbitals along with internuclear axis and also lateral or sidewise overlaps. This is about the diagrammatic representation of the concept of molecular orbitals or formation of molecular orbitals. After this, the total combination or the order of energies of the molecular orbitals as well as the mode of filling up of the molecular orbitals is given by using a notation. And same time that notation will be given by using energy profile diagram also. What is that? Here, first one. Mode of filling up of molecular orbitals or decreasing order of the energies of energies of molecular orbitals for 14 or less than 14 electron system. And second one, greater than 14 electron system. Here, what about the order of, which order, either decreasing or increasing, whatever it may be, we can represent. Here, I am giving the increasing order of the energies of the molecular orbitals. First one, sigma on S, sigma star on S, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s, pi 2p x equal to pi 2p y, sigma 2p z, pi star 2p x equal to pi star 2p y, sigma star 2pz. And here this is the molecular orbital configuration which can be applicable for 14 electron system or less than 14 electron system. And totally this can be represented simply as K star, L star, pi 2px, pi 2py, sigma 2pz and pi star 2px, pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. During the representation of the molecular orbital configuration, we have no need to mention all the orders, increasing orders. This is for 14 electron system. Best example, nitrogen, Cn minus, CO, etc. Next, greater than 14 electron system, O2, O2 plus, O2 minus, O2 2 minus, F2, etc. Here, sigma on S, sigma star on S, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s, sigma 2pz, that you have to identify. This comes first and it comes next. Pi 2px equal to pi 2py, pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. K star, L star, sigma 2pz, pi 2px, pi 2py, pi star 2px, pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. This is about the order of energies of molecular orbitals as well as mode of filling up of atomic orbitals. Here there is an important note or important point that is already given to you in the beginning of this topic. Here molecular orbitals obeys Pauli's principle, means each molecular orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. And molecular orbitals obey Above principle and also Hund's rule and also Pauli's principle. So, according to Above principle, while building up of an atom, the electrons enter first into the orbital with the lowest energy. Here, mode of filling up of molecular orbitals is also following the same. Here the molecular orbitals which are having lowest energy fills first and then the electron entered into the orbitals, molecular orbitals with high energy. This is about the notation. And now the same configurations can be represented by using energy profile diagrams, means diagrammatic representation. What about the diagrammatic representation? This is very, very important notations. What about the diagrammatic representation? This is the energy profile diagram of molecular orbital theory which can be applicable for the species with 14 or less than 14 electron system. And here I have taken nitrogen as an example. Nitrogen. In nitrogen molecule there are 2 nitrogen atoms. Each nitrogen atom contains 7 electrons. 2 into 7 is equal to 14 electrons. That 14 electrons should be accommodated in the molecular orbitals according to molecular orbital configuration. What is that? K, K star, L, L star, pi 2p square x equal to pi 2p square y sigma 2p z. And here pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py 0 0 sigma star 2pz 0. Look at here, 2 electrons plus 2 electrons 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 2 8, 8 plus 2 10, 10 plus 2 12, 12 plus 2 14. Here the 14 electrons can be accommodated in these molecular orbitals. These are all molecular orbitals, these are all atomic orbitals. These are atomic orbitals of first nitrogen atom 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. These are the atomic orbitals of second nitrogen atom 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. K means sigma 1s2, K star sigma star 1s2, L sigma 2s2, L star sigma star 2s2, right? After that pi 2p square x equal to pi 2p square y, pi 2p square x equal to pi 2p square y, and then sigma 2p square z. 14 electrons over. Here the mode of filling up of the molecular orbitals following the Oppo principle. Here the molecular orbitals with the lowest energy filled first and the electrons entered into the molecular orbitals with the highest energy. So here pi star 2px is equal to 0, pi star 2py is equal to 0, and sigma 2pz is also 0. This is the mode of filling up of molecular orbitals in 14 or less than 14 electron system. But in case of greater than 14 electron system means like oxygen, here molecular formula O2. How many oxygen atoms? 2. Each oxygen atom has 8 electrons. 2 into 8, 16. Now distribute the 16 electrons according to the molecular orbital configuration. K, K star, L, L star. This is greater than 14 electron system. So you should write sigma 2pz or sigma square 2pz, pi square 2px equal to pi square 2py, pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. Okay, 16 electrons, 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 2 8 over, 8 plus 2 10, 10 plus 2 12, 12 plus 2 14. Still there are 2 electrons. Then most of you people are represented like this 0 0. Means here we are representing, we can represent like this also, but that is wrong. That is violation of Hund's rule. Here each orbital should accommodate with an unpaired electron. After that only the pairing will be started. So you should not represent the configuration like this. You should be represented as pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py. In oxygen molecule, due to availability of unpaired electrons, either in bonding molecular orbitals or anti-bonding molecular orbitals, here the nature of the molecule is paramagnetic. This is the reason for the paramagnetic nature of oxygen molecule. What is that reason? In oxygen molecule, there are two unpaired electrons available in the pi star antibonding molecular orbitals. What are they? Pi star 2px and pi star 2py. The two antibonding molecular orbitals hold one unpaired electron each. Due to availability of unpaired electrons in pi star antibonding molecular orbitals, here the oxygen molecule is paramagnetic in nature. This is about the energy profile diagram for the species with greater than 14 electrons, and this is the energy profile diagram for the species with less than or equal to 14 electron system. This is nitrogen, this is oxygen. And here, whatever the electrons that are available in the molecule should be accommodated like this in oxygen molecule and in nitrogen molecule. This is about the important features and important point that are related to the molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory. And in the next class, I will give the details that are related to the bond orders. Related to bond orders. How can you calculate the bond order? And what about the other details? Details means how the bond order influences the stability, influences the bond length, influences the bond energy. That we have to discuss in the next class. This is about the important point that are related to molecular orbital theory.